Hello everyone, my name is Gas, and with me is...
Link King 7.
And we are going to look at the From a Future Past Heroes banner that just dropped last night. We already got a couple looks at it. Not the most impressive banner ever, but there are some highlights to come out of it, so we're going to take a look at it and share our thoughts. Okay. We're going to hit start.
Good?
Yep.
Cool.
Timid Tegel.
I'm the last of my people.
Boop. Okay, so, Bunny Fang. Speed plus 3, effective against cavalry foes. After combat, if unit's HP is less than or equal to 75, grants a special cooldown of -2. So basically, what this guy does is he gets special spiral if he has 75 percent HP or less. So it's like a special spiral in a weapon with the condition. So that's actually not too bad. What else we got here? If unit transforms, grants attack +2, and if the unit initiates combat, inflicts attack and defense -4 on foe during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. So, we have that as the weapon: Gale Force, attack speed solo, escape route, and odd speed wave. So, initial thoughts on this guy. What do you think?
So I think for me, he's probably the highlight of this banner here. I mean, you've got the usual horse beast effect, which is the negating follow-up attacks. That's kind of like the sturdy impact-ish effect. He's also got speed +3 as well as like conditional special spiral. This is pretty nuts. His entire skill set is really, really synergistic. Like, he just wants to Gale Force, and that's so obvious. They've given him like the attack speed solo, the whole attack -4 and defense -4 on enemies. Also, like that effect is pretty slept on because it really helps you proc Heavy Blade if you're just gonna slap that in the seal slot. And
Yeah.
I don't know why the hell they've given him escape route. Like, just give him desperation and really finish off the set there. Like, that's all he wants.
Yeah,
He's got the special spiral at less
yeah.
than 75%. You just want the desperation there, and he's good to go.
Well, I
really.
imagine why they gave him escape route. It was just so he can, like, in case if he like really gets damaged hard and he procs scale force, he can literally just leave. It's like he can just hit and run kind of. So that's the vibe I got. Like, I know it's like not optimal. Like, yeah, just get desperation instead and just like get the kill. But escape route, I guess. That's like you haven't seen that skull in a while for a new unit. That's like
Yeah, no, that's
like
actually pretty fair.
That's some Gen 1
Right.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
Odd speed wave is pretty nice. I forget who else has that.
It's Carla, I believe.
Carla, yeah. So more odd speed waves in the mix. Yeah. So Bunny Fang. I also agree. I think he is the best unit to come out of this banner. In terms of green beasts, the only competition he has for that is Caden and Ronolf. I think Ronolf is blue. No, he's green.
No, run off screen. You're right.
Yeah. So where Caden is like a support green, I feel like Yarne is like the offense green beast. Kind of shares some shares some similarities with his mom, obviously, but definitely the best. Really good skills for being a Gale Force unit. And yeah, his weapon is stacked. I just don't know if it's gonna really. I don't know if he's gonna become a huge presence or not. I think he's a great. He has a great set, great character, and definitely the best out of this banner.
I definitely think he can be very, very threatening in things like Aether Raids on defense, for example, just because his got cav movement, and he just looks like he's going to be stacked on offense, and you're not going to be able to double him. So I would be a little bit worried about him, especially when his bonus weeks come up. Like, he's going to be a problem.
I also like how he has sturdy impact in his weapon too. So foe cannot make a follow up attack. Do you think that's gonna you don't think that'll be maybe like a liability because he's gonna try to rely on the enemy to like help him proc Gale Force or not? You don't think it's gonna matter that
Nope.
much?
Nope. He literally the thing that might give him the most trouble is if he doesn't take damage, because then his special spiral doesn't proc. But even then, if you give him Heavy Blade in the seal slot, like, he's looking to have way more attack and way more speed than anything else out there, especially with the attack speed solo. I think he'll be fine getting from the 5 to 0, no problem. without even needing the second hit.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, when you throw Heavy Blade on that, depending on how much attack he gets, or attack he actually finishes up with. But yeah, he's clearly supposed to be like offense all the time. Probably garbage defense and res, but that's to be expected.
The only thing he's going to struggle proccing Gale Force against is like ranged units, just because he literally cannot get the -1 on the Gale Force to get it to 5.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's other ways around that, kind of.
But that's just that is just Gale Force, you know, like there's right, like that's just kind of like a weakness with Gale Force. Like if you're fighting ranged units, then you just can't get hit.
Yeah, well, some melee units can run things like Slaying Edge, for example, to help, mediate that, and therefore if you get the 2 hits off, then you get the Gale Force even against a ranged unit, which is handy, but yeah, with Beast, it's just not possible yet.
Yeah, that's true. So throw this guy on Bolt Trap, get him going.
I mean, maybe he doesn't even need the Bolt Trap.
Yeah,
if he just takes a hit from someone.
Yeah, I was just being sarcastic.
Oh.
Although it is
it works. You're right. It does strategy, work. So...
Yeah, but definitely I think Desperation is definitely a better call, especially once he gets under that HP. Like that, less than 75% is like a perfect combination for Despo.
You could probably sweep a whole team with him, to be honest. Like get him to attack right away, Gale Force off. That's 2 turns, and then 3 dancers. That's the other 3 enemies. Like he could just go off.
Yeah,
and do a whole.
I've
solo.
seen, man. Like that's like I was. One of my defense replays was it was way different. It was Legault, and range units can't use Gale Force, but +10 Legault, 3 like bonus unit. I think like 3 other dancers or something. I don't even remember. Maybe it was 4 dancers, but they just Wings of Mercy all over the place, and I got swept in like a single turn. It was like absurd, and like Yarne can definitely fit that bill. So he's definitely really really good, and it'd be interesting to see if he actually like comes out and becomes one of those prevalent units. I don't really know. I don't think any of these units are going to end up being like dropped or demoted at all, so who knows how much we'll often see him. But once he becomes a bonus unit, I definitely think he's going to be like the next Fallen Corn for like the next like 3 weeks.
I wouldn't go that far, but he will be pretty good.
Well, if any unit from this banner is going to be the Fallen Corn, it's going to be this guy.
Yeah, I mean, Fallen Corn was just overall completely broken. She had the 173 BST. Yarne is Cav BST, so he's stuck at like 157.
Yeah, well, unless something crazy happens.
I must become stronger. Someday.
There's Kjelle. So Kjelle is our Lance Armor in a...
Can we go back to that art for a second? Just get like...
Okay.
As soon as I saw this, I'm like, look at those shoulder pads. She looks like a freaking Gundam. Like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, welcome to Awakening, boss. I actually kind of like, honestly, I feel like the shoulder is just a really poor design choice. I feel like she'd look great without it.
Yeah, exactly. Like the rest of the body's really like it looks really good. The shoulder pads are just like, why?
Yeah, I mean, not to complain about like realism, quote unquote, in Fire Emblem, but good lord, that would be so awkward to move around in.
Oh yeah.
Someday I will take back everything I lost.
All right, so Kjelle has Berkut's Lance. That isn't from him. So initiates combat +7 res, Draconic Aura, AR defense res, AR defense res. We all know what that is about. I actually think this would be pretty good if like the situation or like the team setup would like fit for it. You're just, I don't know. Would you rather have AR defense res or like distant counter? Obviously the latter.
Yeah, that's always the thing, right?
Yeah.
So
I feel I feel like this skill would actually do kind of well with like an innate DC unit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, because then you can get really annoying with like your team setup, and like defense and res is like obviously like a really frustrating combo to have. So if you have it with like a fast armor with like maybe like I guess Black Knight, he just has really low res. Maybe like who else would be able to fit this?
Grima, for example.
Yeah, like
Grima.
Yeah, that would be annoying. That because you just
or someone like Harden, who's pretty slept on. Harden's got excellent defenses.
Yeah, well, even like Hector, but no, he'd have to give up.
Kainigan.
Yeah, Kainigus would be so frustrating with this. Oh my god. Yeah, you can get. I feel like this is probably one of the better AR. And if I actually had a choice to pick whatever AR like defense skill it would be, I think it would be this. Throwing it on like a DC unit already, and just like building your map around just being a total pain in the ass and not being able to like break the structures easily. I think that'd be the best call for that one. And she has Bold Fighter, which is Bold Fighter.
Yep.
I don't really know what to say here. It's just very, very straightforward. Like, yeah, we have a lance that exists in this game already that's free. A bunch of units with Bold Fighter. She's a armored lance, which is like decently saturated in the pool.
Very.
Yeah, so
Although there's one thing I want to address, because I've been seeing this going around a lot today between like Reddit and other places. People keep saying that the barrier lance power creeped Berkut's lance. Guys, come on. It didn't. If you refine Berkut's lance into anything, any stat refine, it gets the res +7. It just doesn't have it at its base. So once you refine both, they're actually the same exact lance. I just had to say that.
what's the might on Berkut's lance?
It's also 14, but it's the base effect is res +4 instead of res +7.
Right.
And they patched that up when they did refines.
Yeah, but I guess you can refine this too, right? So it can get the
Yeah,
extra
exactly.
stats.
So they both end up the same once you refine them.
Well, oh, you're saying if you refine Berkut's lance, the effect goes from +4 to +7 is what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yep.
I did not know that. I thought okay. Wow, that's good. That's good for him.
Yep.
Yeah, so cool. I don't really know what else to say here. It's just a blue armor with probably
I mean, we can talk about potential demotions at the end because she's one of the targets. But
do you
yeah,
really
let's
think they'd... Okay, we'll keep going.
Yeah, let's talk about that at the end.
She's
Don't
probably
forget me.
stacked as heck. She's probably just like
I think she'll be.
a stronger version of Effie.
It's all
Yeah,
judging by
maybe.
its cover. People think
I actually really like Brady as a character, so I'm kind of stoked this happened. Okay, so Brady, slow plus, recover plus, heavenly light, attack res push 3, which is the new skill, and infantry rush. So I think this kit is like... I think the only good thing about this kit is attack res push. I find infantry rush is like hard to work with. I don't know, maybe it's just my experience, but I find like attack res push 3 is probably the best thing out of this one for sure. Just having that extra, those extra stats just right off the bat. Maybe throw this on like I don't know who you could throw it on. Someone with higher attack and res, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, whatever. It's like,
I don't really like the push skills. To
me
be
neither.
completely
I really
honest.
don't either. Like, I was trying to find something to say, but it's like, man, the
It's hard
fact...
'cause, I mean, so where it could work with a healer is, say, if you have like an absorb build, the staff that keeps you on in full health completely over and over again. Well, actually, that wouldn't work because you're taking the 1 damage after combat anyways. So
Yeah, it doesn't help. Like, you're... Unless...
Yeah,
it
maybe
would
something
work...
like
Like, if
Mystic
you had like soul or something, and like you would just constantly replenish yourself with HP, then you would at the beginning of each... No, it's always
even
after.
that
It's always
wouldn't
after
work
the
'cause
fact.
it's after
Yeah,
combat.
it's
So you
after
would need
combat.
something like Mystic Boost to make push skills viable. So it's kind of like, not really.
Yeah, Mystic Boost or like tomes that give HP after the fact, like Green Egg, that kind of thing.
Or stuff like, yeah, Carrot Lance.
Yeah, that's where pushes could work, because then you just have like unless you're like already damaged, then the A skill becomes
Exactly.
worthless.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's kind of it's tricky. It's like it works in some cases if you have to get like a bunch of stats like right off the bat. I actually find push skills are pretty helpful for PvE, because if you need to like kill like a certain GHB unit, then you need to stack enough things to just get the kill. I actually used attack speed push on Tana to get a kill off Michaelis, because I actually finally got around doing the Abyssal Michaelis fight, and it was because she had attack speed push to get the kill. But yeah, infantry rush is heavy blade. It's like, what did you say, drive heavy blade? That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it is. And I had actually foddered off, and I hope people don't get mad. I foddered off Corrin's mom,
Makoto.
Makoto, and gave infantry rush to Loki just to see how it worked with my Hell Bindi. And I actually found that it's pretty tough to get them both in the right position. It's like, I don't know who would benefit really from like an infantry, like a skill like this. Maybe Corrin, like male Corrin to just kind of be around, or like Marth maybe, who just naturally drives, or anyone who really drives. But then in that case, you're getting rid of a C slot for a drive anyway. So I don't really know where
I think in this case, this one would actually be a little bit more worth it, especially if you're cycling through your specials much quicker.
For which character? For a healer?
Say you've got like a melee tank. No, on your support unit. So
Right.
like say a dancer or your support unit like Melkorin and Marth that you said, that those are both very good choices.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I suppose, because I'm just wondering, because like if you go for infantry rush, then you kind of give up a drive skill in the C, but you can make up for it in the seal. And like, I feel like if I had infantry rush to spare, I would want to throw it on a Corrin, and I would just kind of help contribute to my end turn unit, because like you're getting heavy blade, and then you're giving heavy blade to one of your big tanks, and then Corrin's giving you +4 across the board, plus some extra drives if you wanted him to. So he'll be able to get off his specials quicker. So I feel like basically what I kind of think with infantry rush, that it's really situational and only certain units can really benefit from it. And I learned the hard way that some units don't really benefit from it, and it's really hard to work with. But some units I feel like are really good for it. Is it good for Brady? I don't know. I don't really. It's good for support, and he's a support unit. I just don't know if a healer is really the right fit for infantry rush, but that's just my experience. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the skill, but it is definitely better than the next skill that we're going to talk about, which we'll get to.
Spur infantry, or spur whatever.
Spur breath.
Spur breath. Yeah, Brady is cool though. I'm happy he is in the game now.
Oh yeah,
honestly,
a lot of people like him.
honestly, I don't know.
insanely
I think
popular.
because infantry rush might be so like niche, maybe he's gonna be demoted.
Yeah, we can get to that.
Yeah. So then there's Little
Leave
Miss.
the fighting to me. I can
Little
turn
Miss
into a
Nah.
dragon, you
Little Miss
know.
Nah.
I'll bring peace to this world.
A red infantry dragon that isn't armor. Wow, or not an armor dragon. Holy cow!
I know, right? What a missed opportunity at making another broken 180 BST unit, but they're not going to do it because it's not a seasonal.
Wow, how about that? So joining that pool is Tiki, young Tiki, and
Well, they're both gone from that pool now because they're off the new pool.
no, what I'm saying is like in terms of like characters who are red infantry dragons, like when was the last one we had that was just like a red infantry dragon?
Oh, we haven't. It's adult Tiki and then young Tiki, and that's it. I
Yeah,
think.
that's unreal. That's crazy because all the other red dragons have been armors. Isn't
Yeah,
that
they all
crazy?
get
Like,
armored, or there's a flying young Tiki who's red.
I don't even. Oh, from
The
like,
summer
the
one
beat-
with the
yeah,
popsicle.
right. Yeah. But no like infantry red. It's been like forever since this happened, which I guess.
Yeah, since launch, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We have Oracle's Breath, attack +3. If a bonus granted by a skill like Rally or Hone is active on unit, foe cannot make a follow-up attack. And an active damage, Bonfire, bonus doubler, which we had on Legendary Roy, Quick Riposte, and Infantry Breath. So, adjacent infantry allies gain, if foe initiates combat, grants attack and res and defense +2 during combat, and special cooldown charge +1. Only highest value applied, does not stack. So, what I like about this setup, I like the bonus doubler and Oracle's Breath working together, because if you're buffed or honed or whatever, and it's active on you, then it's gonna allow Oracle's Breath to prevent follow-ups. So I think there's good synergy with the bonus doubler and Oracle's Breath. Quick Riposte is a solid B skill. And then there's Infantry Breath, which is kind of weird. Um, I don't really know. It's like spur defense res and like cooldown of chart. I think it's just like a better spur defense res, honestly. Like I don't know, and it's exclusive to infantry. I don't know what to make of it. What do you think?
Yeah, so this one is going to be the most talked about skill on this banner, and for good reason, right? It's basically taking Warding Breath 1 and Steady Breath 1 and combining them into a C slot that gives that effect as a spur. The only negative I would say is it has to be adjacent. And so obviously
Yeah.
you really don't want to be adjacent to the unit in things like Aether Raids where your tank wants to be further away and not right there because then someone's just going to get danced and your buff unit is going to get nuked.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the best unit that would work with this would be a unit that needs kind of ally support already. So like a unit like bond units, even like the Sias that we're using right now would benefit from this a lot. Just being able to have someone close to them, hiding behind a building, tanking stuff, with the enemies like coming down and him trying to solo it. I think this is just like I think if you have a setup with like a bond unit that's like your main guy, then infantry breath as a complementary piece would be nice.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely a fantastic skill, and I actually think this is better for arena, specifically high tier arena, because a lot of people in top tier arena don't really see ranged units, so they're much less of a threat. I'm not too well versed in high tier arena, but I imagine since it's mostly melee oriented, you're not really worried much about people getting danced and getting into that unit behind. And so being able to give your bonus unit who needs to get all the kills a breath effect is probably huge for
Yeah.
arena.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that there's other modes outside of Aether Raids. But yeah, that's true. The only problem with Aether Raids is just that like you never like if you're not like well versed in AI, like if you have a unit right next to your big boy or your big girl and they get all tricky on you, then like you're like that support unit's getting murked.
Yep.
And that's the big kind of worry. So unless you really know what you're doing in AR and you really know how to pull infantry breath off with like your infantry tank if he happens to be an infantry unit, then this skill would be a solid pickup. But I also just think like in general is just like good fodder. Unless she's like unreal and you don't want to like you want to have like Oracle's Breath for at least like another copy to use. But like bonus doubler in the permanent pool, infantry breath, like she's like good fodder and probably a really good character to be honest. Like she probably has great defense. She's probably really really slow because she'll her lack of speed will be justified by her ability to follow up if she has any she's like an opposite HERE,
Yep. I'm going to put my head under the guillotine for this one, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Na is going to be disgusting because she's probably going to get that trainee bonus to go up to 173 BST. But
Yeah.
if you want to go back to her skill set, just so I can talk about a few things. So the breath having that wary fighterish effect there is interesting because it blocks follow-ups. But when you look at that, I'm looking at quick riposte 3 in the B slot, and I'm kind of thinking, is she slow?
She
Because
has to be.
if she's slow and 173 BST, can you imagine how min-maxed she's going to be? And her HP was only something like in the 40s? That's going to be pretty disgusting.
Yeah, well, she's not gonna. Well, yeah, 40. Yeah, it's like 44 HP isn't bad, but like as a dragon, and like
And
she's not.
Bonfire there, Bonfire,
Yeah, no, she's gonna.
kind of
she's gonna be
implying
fast.
that
She's
she's
gonna
got
be
good
slow as
defense.
hell. Yeah, no,
So-
she's gonna be super slow.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll be the first to take the blame if I'm wrong, but that's just kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this set.
No, I'm definitely feeling like she's gonna be like pretty slow, pretty min max in res and defense and attack. Kind of like honestly, I feel like she's just gonna be like instead of like status down HERE, she's gonna be status up HERE. She just like reminds me of just like Dragon Girl HERE.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, I think that's how. And HERE is really really good.
Yep.
And it's really easy to get visible buffs going or put visible buffs down on other characters. So I feel like she's gonna be really, really solid. She's going to be kind of hard to work with, too, because you're going to have to factor in her buffs with her follow-ups and that kind of thing. She's probably going to be sick.
She'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, this banner kind of needs a character to just be, like insanely good, because 2 of the 4 are, like, kind of boring, or not really pull-worthy unless you like the characters, I find. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong there. So let's go back to... Oh yeah, also we have Cynthia as the Grand Hero Battle Unit. But
yeah, I don't know why they stopped putting her in the freaking map showcase at the end. Like, you put her in the notification anyways. Just put her, let us see them.
Yeah,
let
I'm curious. I'm curious to see like the story justification for this, because they're in a library right now. Have I missed something in book 3? When do they go to the?
No.
When do they go to a freaking?
Huh.
You know, I don't know. That's a weird setting, but okay.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so Link, which character do you think is going to be foddered off? Or sorry, not foddered off. Demoted.
Demoted. I'm really, really torn on this one, because on the one hand, Kjelle has nothing to offer except Bold Fighter, which is massive. And part of me thinks that, like, we just got off a mythical banner with 2 out of the 3 blue units both having Bold Fighter. Like, I've literally got 7 Bold Fighter fodders in my box eating up space.
Yeah, and
so
Tiki and Hector.
it's not like it's an uncommon skill right now. But again, it's like a premium armor skill, so I really have a hard time seeing them demoting her. But I have that gut feeling that this might be a maybe here, and they might just lock Bold Fighter behind. She's got the AR skill. I don't know. This is hard. It's a toss-up, but I'm just going to go with Brady. That's like the safer pick.
I'm going to say Brady, man. I'm going to say Brady. Infantry Rush isn't really that good of a skill. Like, he has like, push skills honestly aren't that good either. Like, slow, recover plus, heavenly light, like, they aren't. I mean, recovers plus is good, but, you know, if someone has to bite the bullet here, I think it's going to be the staff user. You know?
Yeah, I agree. Adding to that the colorless 4 to 5 star pool in general isn't that huge, so I don't see too big of an issue.
Yeah, she's definitely not getting demoted.
Oh yeah, no, Na and Yarne are definitely not getting demoted. So if people want them, this is the time to pick them up.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this. Hope you liked this analysis and this reaction and this review. I'm trying to find the word that I want to use in the title.
I guess it's
first
a reaction
impression. I guess
review.
that first impressions thing. That's what I'm gonna say. I like that, first impressions.
That's a good one.
That's what Phoenix Master uses, but whatever. So as always, let's ask one more question. Which character, if you could get, which one would you want?
Yarne.
Yarne?
Easy, yeah.
I kind of want. See, I'm not a huge guy. I'm not a huge Gale Force dude. I would kind of want to get Nah. Although she's red, and red's a really tough color to exist in. But having bonus doubler on hand, being able to get fun with that. I have never gotten a legendary Roy before. I'd go with Nah if I had the choice.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, Yarne is also just sick as hell. Yarne is great. They're both really good. Anyways, we're going to duck out now. We're going to put this video up on YouTube. Link King, thanks again for joining.
Hell yeah.
And we'll see you in the next one. Deuces.
Peace.